Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. What a joy it is to be your host today. I welcome you to today's episode, and I believe we're going to have an awesome time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is such a blessing to be here, and I believe that you're looking forward to tonight. Thank you for tuning in, and also I just want to say happy Wednesday night, and I'm happy to spend the next few minutes of my time with you. And also, I just want to quickly check who's watching before I proceed. But in the meantime, I want to ask you to please like the feed, share, comment, and let's get our world into this room. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm just going to welcome people that are watching and see who's here. And then we will proceed with today's episode. Let's see who's watching here. I see. Let me see. Okay. Can't pick up anyone here on my system. Okay, I see there. There they go. We have Dumelompo watching from YouTube, and we have my wife watching on Facebook, and we have also Matapelo Mapanga watching as well on Facebook. Yeah, these are the people I can see currently, and yeah, hope we're all looking forward to what is going to be taking place today. So last week we took some time to deliberate on the topic titled "Building the Ladder of Success." Building the ladder of success, and we had to go through a number of points, and I think I mentioned 8 of the points that took us through understanding what it is to build a ladder of success. And number one, we said, be prepared to take countless punches in your life. And we also said, when you fail or fall, don't stay down. That's what we said last week. When you fail or fall, don't stay down. Because many people, when life happens to them, they tend to give up and they stay down. But part of the encouragement last week that I gave was that when you fall or when you happen to trip, don't stay down. Stand up, dust yourself, and run again. And also, we said we spoke about. I think the second point that I mentioned was actually number 3. We said, take opportunities nobody wants to take. Take opportunities that nobody wants to take. There are so many opportunities out there, but there are certain opportunities that certain people will not take because they feel that they are too overqualified and they won't settle for less. Take every opportunity that comes your way because you know the saying, beggars cannot be choosy. Sometimes we tend to be fussy, yet we don't really have something that we need in life. And also, we are not producing results where we are. So always take opportunities that nobody's prepared to take. And also, number 4, I said, keep your health in check. Keep your health in check. And I deliberated at length with regards to that subject last week. Actually, that point I had mentioned that you must make sure that you keep your health in check. Many a times we focus on destiny, we focus on where we are going in life, but we tend to forget and to neglect our health. We must always keep our health in check. I do that every year, that every beginning of the year, I would go to the doctors and sit with the doctors, check my system, check everything in my body, if everything is still fine. And they'll say everything is still fine, then I continue with life. So I've made it an annual routine so that you don't find yourself being disqualified by your health instead of you being disqualified by not being ready for purpose or something like that, if I may put it that way. But you must always make sure that your health is in check all the time. That's very important. That's very key. And also, number 5, we said be disciplined. Be disciplined. You've got to be disciplined because if there's no discipline in your life, you might end up not fulfilling your purpose. you might not end up feeling, you might end up not fulfilling your destiny or assignment. You've got to be disciplined. Discipline requires you to always do what you set out to do from the beginning. You will keep at it, and you will keep on pushing until you fulfill that assignment, until you achieve the goals that you have set for yourself and for your life. And also, number 6, we said polish your communication skills. Polish your communication skills. You've got to do that if you're going to go far with life, because if you can't polish your communication skills, you must remember that there are certain people who carry higher levels in life, and for them to take you to the next level or to pull you up to the next level, they will have to be satisfied through listening to you or by having listened to you. So if you don't polish your communication skills, chances are that you will never make it to the next level in your life or the highest level of your life, because you need somebody to take you to the next level. And that will take us to today's topic. You will understand what I'm talking about. And also last week we spoke about building the ladder of success. You know, many people talk about climbing the ladder of success, but you cannot climb the ladder of success if you did not first build it. You've got to build it first before you can climb it. You know, so many people tend to mistake this thing that, hey, yeah, you know what, I just want to climb the ladder of success. No, you've got to first build the ladder. You've got to first build the ladder. You must build it, then you can climb it. Then, you know, when you climb, then you've built that ladder. And today it's going to get more interesting, because we're going to be talking about who's holding that ladder, who's holding your ladder. So we said polish your communication skills. It's very important. You must work on that. Seek knowledge, and always make sure that you improve your linguistic abilities. You improve your talking skills. You must always work on that. And also, number 7, we said read, read, and read. Read, read, and read. It's very important. It's very important that you spend a lot of time reading, because leaders are readers. And if you're not a reader, then you cannot be a leader. Leaders are readers, and you must always invest in your mind, invest in your brain, because when you read, you expand your brain, you expand your thinking capacity, and you beef up your thinking capacity, if I may put it that way. So you must always read. You must always read. And also, number 8, we said when you start making money, buy assets and don't be wasteful with money. When you start making money, buy assets and don't be wasteful with money. We need not to be wasteful with money. That's very key. That's very important. When you get your hands on a lot of money or a lump sum, start investing in properties, invest in shares, invest in stocks. You must do that in order for you to go to the next level. Don't squander money on alcohol. Don't squander money on pleasing people that don't even really care about you. Make sure that when you get your hands on a good lump sum of money, you invest in property, you invest also in assets, and you do not become wasteful with money. You must be intentional when it comes to this life, right? Yeah. Welcome to others. I see also Khomozo KG is watching on Facebook. Welcome, Khomozo. Good to see you. We have Tandega Matsimela watching on Facebook. Welcome, Tandega. Good to see you. We have Katleho Musaka watching on Facebook. And we have Rianetsi. I'm not sure if I mentioned you. Rianetsi is watching on Facebook. Welcome, Rianetsi. Good to see you. And we have Refile Tladi watching on Facebook. Welcome, Refile. Good to see you guys. So, yeah. And today, let's talk about this powerful topic. Now we are taking off from where we left off last week. Last week we spoke about building the ladder of success, and today I want us to talk about who is holding your ladder. Who is holding your ladder? It's very important. It's very important. The first instance when I spoke about this topic, or in the line of this topic, I said people talk about climbing the ladder of success, but not many talk about building that ladder. If you want to climb that ladder, um, who's building it for you? You must first build the ladder before you can climb it. Then, after climbing the ladder, or when you decide to climb that ladder because you have built that ladder, according to last week's topic, you have built that ladder now. Now you're supposed to climb that ladder. But here's the thing: before you climb that ladder, you must identify who's going to hold your ladder. And the question from me to you today: who's holding your ladder? If you are saying that I'm climbing the ladder of success, I want to know who's holding it for you. Who's holding it for you? In life, we need people that will help us. Nobody makes it by themselves. Nobody makes it alone. Nobody makes it alone. When you climb the ladder, there must be somebody holding that ladder for you. Because without somebody holding that ladder, I'm telling you, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. So you need people that will hold the ladder for you as you climb the ladder. And there is always somebody who can hold the ladder for you, somebody who can show you the way and give you the wisdom that can help you grip on that ladder. As they hold that ladder, they unction you to rise and to go up. You must have people that are prepared to hold the ladder for you, and people that will hold that ladder for you. Without anybody holding that ladder for you, I'm telling you, you are limited in terms of your rising. And should you fall, if should you slip up there, you will fall, because there's nobody holding it for you. You need people that can hold the ladder for you in order for you to rise and go to greater heights. And this topic today was influenced by a great leader. I'm sure some of you do know him. His name is Sam Chand. Sam Chand, quite a great leader, and he often also motivates great men of God, servants of God. And it is important that you've got people that you can glean from, people that can help you rise, people that can help you, climb, because we are all about climbing. We need to climb this journey of success. We need to climb to get to that level of destiny. And by climbing, there must be somebody holding that ladder. So, and a person holding the ladder is as important as the person on the ladder. Let me say that again. A person holding the ladder is as important as a person climbing the ladder. Never undermine the person who's holding the ladder for you. Or you as a leader, never undermine the person you're holding the ladder for. So a person that is climbing the ladder is as important as a person holding the ladder, meaning that we need somebody in order for us to rise. Never be tempted to try and do this by yourself or on your own. Many people are tempted to do life on their own. They are tempted to do business by themselves. They are tempted to do greater things by themselves. And that's where many tend to fail, because we are trying to do it alone. We are not designed that way. Scripture teaches you and I that iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. You will not be able to make it by yourself. Every great person has been pulled up by somebody. Somebody paved the way for them. And that's my question to you once again. Who's holding your ladder? Who's holding your ladder? Welcome, my dear sir. We've got Busiso Teles watching. Welcome, my dear sir. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. There's no such a thing as a self-made person. You've got to make peace with that. There's no such a thing as a self-made person. Nobody is self-made. Everybody had somebody pull them up. Everybody had somebody pull them to the level that is higher. Everybody had somebody who mentored them. Everybody had somebody who showed them the way. Nobody makes it by themselves. And there is no such a thing as a self-made person. Make peace with that. Someone gave us our first break We've got to make peace with that. There is that someone that gave you your first break. Someone took a risk and believed in us. I'm sure many of us can attest to the things I'm saying here. There's somebody that took a risk with you and they gave you a platform. There's somebody that took a risk with you and they gave you that job. There's somebody that took a risk with you and they gave you that position. There's always somebody who will open doors for you. There's always somebody, because every door that we are knocking on, somebody has a key for that door. Or every door that we are knocking on, somebody's already inside of that place that you're trying to enter into. And you need not to take for granted that somebody opened that door for you. That person is the person holding your ladder. It is a person holding your ladder. You must never forget who opened the door for you. That particular person is holding a ladder for you. They are holding a ladder for you. So never fall for a trap that says you are self-made. You will never be self-made. Somebody employed you. There's somebody you sat with in an interview. And even though they felt that you were not good enough, but they still gave you that opportunity. That person is holding your ladder. That person is holding your ladder. So you may find that even though you did not meet the actual criteria of you being employed at that company or in that organization, but somebody felt, that they have to give you a chance. And as they gave you a chance, you began to grow in that organization. Somebody opened that door for you. Like I said, the door that you're trying to access, somebody's got the keys for that door. So never in your life take that for granted. Understand that every time we knock on doors, somebody has the key, or somebody's already inside the place you're trying to access or the place you're trying to enter into. So never in your life, never for even 1 minute, never take anybody for granted or take that lightly, that somebody did open the door for you. Someone leveraged that credibility for our sake. And someone forgave us and gave us another chance. There's somebody whom you disappointed, but they still gave you another chance. It is because of that particular person you're still where you are, or you're still rising. Why? Because they've opened the door for you. They've opened the door for you. Yeah, absolutely. My wife says that's true. I saw another comment here. Rato Matebe says, saying, "Good evening, Jesus man. Good evening, my brother. Good to see you, man. It's been a while." And he says, once again, a profound and enlightening topic. A man is indeed not an island. Absolutely. And welcome, Patricia. Good to see you. And Refila says, this is very true. The company I work for was recommended by a friend, but at that time I was a brand ambassador. From being a brand ambassador, I met people who worked in the office who gave me a chance, and it led to the next opportunity. And here I am, still growing in the same company, but occupying a permanent position. You see what I'm saying, Refile? Now, Refile has just highlighted that now. What you are saying now, Refile, is that somebody has held a ladder for you in order for you to climb up and get into that organization and become a permanent employee today. We tend to forget these things, that somebody gave you a platform, that somebody gave you an opportunity to showcase your skills, to showcase what you are made of. You must remember, as powerful as you may be, as gifted as you may be, as intelligent as you may be, if nobody gives you an opportunity to showcase your skill, I'm telling you, you are as good as a nobody. You are as good as somebody who's not talented. You are as good as somebody who does not know anything, because it takes the stage for you to showcase what you're made of. It takes the stage for you to show up and to showcase that which is inside of you. You will never be able to showcase your talents, your skills, if nobody gives you an opportunity. Let's talk church, for instance. If nobody gave you an opportunity to become part of the worshipers in the church, you wouldn't be this great worshiper today, whom the world knows. You see, There are great people today. There are great people today. You've got your Benjamin Dubes, you've got your Zazas, you've got all these great musicians, but somebody gave them a platform. Somebody gave them a platform. Today you are a preacher, you are a great preacher, but there is a man or woman who mentored you, and they held a ladder for you. They held a ladder for you. By so doing, they were pulling you down, they were pulling you up from where they were. They pulled you up so that you can rise as well and go to the top. We have to acknowledge people who are holding the ladder for us. We have to acknowledge them. There is somebody holding a ladder for you. There are very few people who will acknowledge how they got to rise, And let's say, for instance, let's speak about my spiritual father, Apostle Nicky van der Westhuizen. But he has given me his platform to preach a number of times. By so doing, he's giving me a ladder. He's giving me a ladder so that I can rise. There are many people who have seen me on that platform, because that platform is a global platform. And many people would have not have noticed me if I had not been on that platform. But simply by having been on that platform, many people are now recognizing me. Many people now know me. There are people whom I have not been to their country, or have not been to their town, or have not been to their province, but they were able to see me while they were watching me online. I was on that platform, which is global. They were watching me live on FBN, So by so doing, my dad was holding a ladder for me, and he was saying, "Son, climb this ladder." So there are people who will make opportunities to you available. They will give opportunities, and by so doing, these people are holding the ladder for you, and they're saying, "Come on, climb up, let's go higher and higher." Tomorrow, when we become very powerful, we tend to forget that for me to rise to the level that I'm at today, somebody was holding the ladder for me. You must always acknowledge that somebody is holding a ladder for you. For you to rise, for you to get that job, somebody held the ladder for you. For you to be able to access the level of millions, somebody held the ladder for you and put in a good word for you. So you must always acknowledge people who hold your ladder. And I want to ask today again in this stream, who's holding your ladder? Who's holding your ladder? Welcome, Katleho. Good to see you. And Katleho is saying this is very powerful. We have my dear sister watching as well. I used to work with her, Osleni Mahlangu. Welcome, Sister Leni. Good to see you. She says, so true. We need to connect to someone. Alone, you cannot. Absolutely. Tandega says that's so true. And we have my dear brother watching from Cape Town, Pastor Jules. Welcome, man of God. Good to see you, man. Love you so much. Miss you already, man. It's like I saw you yesterday, man. Now when it was FLC. Miss you, man, and hope to see you again very soon. And we have my dear sister in the Lord, Pastor Mavis Stone. Good to see you. Good to see you, my pastor. Thank you for tuning in. And she says, powerful, Pastor Neo, powerful. And also, Mbali Leker says, that is so true. We are where we are because someone gave us a chance. Someone believed in us. Just as the Bible says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. People who had faith in us before seeing the actual work or ability that we have. We need such people. Absolutely. I fully agree with you, Mbali. And Pumzile, welcome, Pumzile. Good to see you. Pumzile says, or Pumzile's greeting. And yes, love you, my brother. All is well. God bless you guys. So that's how it is. And I'm asking everybody now on this stream, who's holding your ladder? There must be somebody who has opened a great door for you. There must be somebody who has helped you get employment at that particular job. There must be somebody who has opened the door of you becoming a public speaker. There must be somebody who has opened a door for you making more money. There must be somebody who has paved the way for you to walk on the stage. There will always be somebody. Someone knew we had messed up, and yet they defended us. To those who wanted us vanquished, they defended us. Do you know of those kinds of people that even though you deserved to be fired, even though you deserved to be sidelined, but there's this particular somebody who stood up for you, and they spoke on your behalf, and they made sure that you were not sidetracked, you were not let me put it this way, you were not ostracized, you were not put aside. They put in a good word for you, knowing that you have messed up. We all have somebody like that, or we will have somebody like that in the near future. Someone funded our shaky idea. For those who are in business and you're doing so well in business, you may discover that somebody funded that shaky idea, even though that idea did not seem as a very solid, but somebody funded that idea. And today you've got this powerful business because somebody believed in you. That particular somebody is holding your ladder. That particular person is holding your ladder so that you can climb safely. And is that particular someone who gave you your first job? That particular person held your ladder. I mean, for instance, I myself, my very first job, I worked as a driver. And it was me being a driver that introduced me to the corporate space. And by so doing, I started learning, I improved myself, and I equipped myself, and I started learning and studying. I studied marketing. And for me, that was a stepping stone, because I started studying when I was working for that company. Mind you, I was working as a driver, but it is that level that opened doors for me to be in the corporate space. From there, that space, I started studying, I learned, and then I studied marketing. I moved from that company. I worked for the recruitment company. I became a contract manager. I moved from that company. I worked for another company. I became a director in sales. I moved from that company. I started working for British American Tobacco. And you know what? My sales record and my marketing background was now becoming solid. And before you know it, then I started feeling that, I can do it on my own. Then I resigned as a marketing representative. I started my own company. I started my own businesses. I began rising and rising and rising and rising up until I got to where I am today. So there is somebody who held the ladder for you. There is somebody who held the ladder for you, and you need to acknowledge that particular person. Patriceso says it's only the body of Christ where we don't acknowledge people who open doors for us. They said most great speakers in the world discovered their potential in the church, but they don't say anything about the church role in their lives. You see, that's what I'm saying. So many people, instead of acknowledging the person who's holding the ladder, they actually kick the ladder. They kick the ladder. And I'm telling you, that is why they always say to us, never burn bridges as you rise. Never burn bridges as you go up. And as soon as you've gone over the bridge, don't destroy the bridge. Don't destroy it, because you might need it to go back. The very ladder that you've kicked down, you might need it to come down. So you must always make sure that you acknowledge the people that have held that ladder for you. You must never think you've made it by yourself. Never. There's always people. It is written, iron sharpens iron. Nobody makes it by themselves. Nobody. There is always somebody who lifted you up. There is always somebody who took a chance with you. There is always somebody who took a risk with you. There's always somebody. Yeah. Spusiso says, I have found a spiritual home in you. Sunday, I'm coming to your church. Good, sir. Good to hear that. We're looking forward to hosting you. Come and fellowship with us. We believe you're going to have an awesome time. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, my dear brother. Pastor Julian says, that's good. Don't kick the ladder. Don't kick the ladder. He's emphasizing that don't kick the ladder. I'm sure we all know of the old African proverb that says, if you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. If you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. You can run far. Together, we can do more. Together, we can reach the farthest places. But the moment you're saying you're going to do it alone, you feel that you can do it without anybody else, I'm telling you, you are limited and you will not make it in life. You are limited. You need people that can hold the ladder for you. so that you can climb. Even the people who have built the greatest of companies, the bigger companies, people in leadership, I'm telling you, they did that. They were able to do that because somebody held a ladder for them. Everybody on the floor, everybody at the lowest level in their company, they are holding a ladder for him. They are holding a ladder for him. Somebody's doing the cleaning there. Somebody's making tea there. Somebody's sweeping the floors. Somebody is making sure that they are doing the admin. Somebody's making sure that they are securing appointments and everything. And while he climbs and meet relevant people, never kick the ladder. Never kick the ladder. We are people because there's people who are encouraging us. There are people who are patting us on the back. There are people who are leading us to the next level. We must never kick the ladder. We must never kick the ladder. And I want to ask you again, who's holding your ladder? Who's holding your ladder? Yeah. Welcome, Leboang. Good to see you. And Matapelo says, Dad, your wisdom is too much. We don't realize such important things in life. This takes us back to acknowledging and having gratitude. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm humbled by that, Matapelo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, awesome. Good to see you, son. Tsepang says, that's powerful, Dad. And yes, Pastor Mavis, don't kick the ladder, please, family. Pastor Mavis says, don't kick the ladder, please, family. Make sure you don't kick the ladder. We must not kick the ladder. And absolutely, yes. And Katejo says, this is so powerful, Pastor K. And you know what? We have to acknowledge that somebody is holding the ladder for us. You will never rise by yourself. You will never. If you are rising, somebody out there is acknowledging you. Somebody out there is noticing you. Somebody out there has given you an opportunity for you to climb. So there's somebody holding the ladder for you. There's somebody holding the ladder for you. And you need strong people around you if you are aiming for the stars. If you are aiming for the stars, allow me to tell you this. You need strong people around you. You need strong people around you. And you need to acknowledge that. You need to acknowledge that. You know, for us to go to the next level, there must be somebody on that level that pulls us to that level. Certain people got to rise because there was somebody on the other side pulling them up. That's how they got to rise. And like I said earlier, that you know what? I've been preaching in many places, but my dad has made an opportunity for me. My spiritual father, Apostle Nicky van der Westhuizen, has made an opportunity possible for me to preach on a global platform, which makes certain people who never took me seriously to now take me seriously. Because you must understand, for somebody to take a risk with a global platform, knowing that millions are watching me at that time, but he took a risk by saying, stand on that platform, son, and preach. By so doing, he was holding a ladder for me. He is holding a ladder for me. He's saying, son, rise to the next level. Now, today, having done all I have at this level I'm at today, you know, having moved from companies, having worked for corporate companies and all that, there's always been somebody on the other side who recommended me to a position, who recommended me to the next level. That person is holding a ladder for me. That person is holding a ladder for me. And I remember also when I joined this company, British American Tobacco, my elder brother was the one who actually opened doors for me to be able to access that company. And he put in a good word with one of the managers there and said, there's a younger brother of mine who's looking for a job. He works for a recruitment company, but he'd love to work for an FMCG company. And he put in a good word for me there. And by so doing, I was welcomed in for an interview. And I sat there in an interview and I began to prove myself and also showcase my skills. And by so doing, I was employed. I got employed. But listen, I would not have been able to access that company had it not been for my brother, because he put in a good word for me. And that is how I got to access that company. So there will always be somebody who will put in a good word for you in greater levels, greater organization. Never neglect that somebody gave you an opportunity or somebody gave you a platform. We have to acknowledge those who are making things possible for us. We've got to acknowledge them. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Thank you, my dear brother. Pastor Jules says, teaching good, sir. And we have also Fisani Fistos. Fisani says, your destiny is dependent on people. Absolutely. You've put it nicely. Yes, Fisani, that's very true. And welcome, Sis Noctula. Good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, true. A real trailblazer. Absolutely. Thank you, my brother. Look at this. Pastor Mavis says, yes, proud of you, Pastor Nero. All glory to God. Yes, thank you so much, Pastor Mavis. So we've got to acknowledge that there are people who are holding our ladder. You don't just climb the ladder. You know how this teaching got to inspire Sam Chand, who is one of the great leaders. He says he was at a meeting, and in that meeting, he was waiting for the next meeting to start. And while he was waiting, he started looking outside. And as he looked outside, he saw a painter on the ladder painting the wall. But he realized that as he got to where the ladder ended, he could only get to that, as far as that level. And his hands could only reach a certain level of the wall. And for him to be able to rise above the level he could reach, he needed somebody to hold the ladder for him. And if somebody holds the ladder for you, then you are able to reach farther than where you can reach by yourself. So that's how Dr. Sam Chand was able to write this powerful book, Who's Holding Your Ladder. Invest in that copy of that book. It's a powerful book. What inspired me was that I saw it from the book that I'm reading currently, which is Leadership by John Maxwell. And it inspired me so much that I felt it, coming in and rubbing off in my spirit. And I felt that, no. You know what? Let me make this a topic and talk about this, because it happens to many of us. There are many people who have made opportunities possible for us, and they've held a ladder for us. And we need not to neglect such people. I mean, my church also know I always talk about the man of God called Archbishop Zondo. This man held a ladder for me. He's the man that led me to Jesus Christ. He's the man that led me into praying the prayer of salvation. And today, I don't only know Christ, but I am a man of God, because he held a ladder for me as he led me to pray the prayer of salvation. So there's always somebody leading you to do something meaningful in life, and never neglect those kinds of people. Never. Yeah. Katleho says, this is very powerful. I acknowledge what you are saying, Pastor K, about not kicking the ladder. What is kicking the ladder? Is it being disrespectful? Is it not honoring the person who gave you the opportunity? What I'm asking is, how do you make sure that you do not kick the ladder and maintain a sound relationship with the people who are holding the ladder for you? Very good question, Katleho. I'm sure you've heard of a saying, Katleho, that says, oh my God, this thing just slipped me now. And I had this thing now. My God. Okay, I will remember. But when it comes to this issue, Katleho, of not kicking the ladder, we need to acknowledge that we did not rise by ourselves, and that somebody made an opportunity possible for us to be able to access that which we want to do. And there will always be people that will say to you, especially the elderly, they will say to you, never forget where you came from. Never forget where you came from. It means that you came from somewhere. You were somewhere, but somebody pulled you from where you were. And by kicking the ladder is, oh yes, this is what I was looking for. Of the saying that says, give credit where it's due. Give credit where it's due. You see, now today, if I had not mentioned the person who inspired this topic in my life, I would have taken all the credit. And you would have thought, you know what, this is such a powerful man, such a powerful topic, him coming up with this topic. But I got to give credit to Sam Chand, that I got this from Semchand. That's the person who came up with this concept. And I shared how he got to discover this concept, how it came as an epiphany in his life. So we have to give credit where it's due. And if somebody made an opportunity available for you in an organization, in a church, give credit where it's due. That had it not been for this man, I would not have been where I am. I've also mentioned my spiritual father, Apostle Nicky van der Westhuizen. By so doing, I'm acknowledging. I'm not saying that now, people saw me on TV. I was preaching on the global platform. People saw me. There were so many views on this teaching. And I just say, what? God has been gracious. And you know what? God has made opportunities for me. And God is lifting me up. And then I neglect the person that God used to make that opportunity available, which is my spiritual father. So I mentioned all these people in this teaching because I'm giving credit where it's due. You've got to give credit where it's due. You've got to give credit where it's due. So many people, we tend to take the credit. We take all the credit. When people start to applaud you, you take all the credit. You take all the credit. You don't mention the people. And by kicking the ladder is taking all the credit, and you don't want to even mention those people, and you are saying, no, they don't have it in them to make you prosper. They didn't have it in them to make you rise. Then you are kicking the ladder. You are kicking the ladder. You see, and you start mentioning things like they are not God. It's God who made this opportunity possible. Never forget that God makes things possible by using people. God uses men. God uses human beings. And tomorrow, when you give credit to God, never forget to give credit to the people that God used, because that's how God wants you to do it. God encourages us to honor those who helped us. We must. So I think I've answered you, Katleho. I think I've answered you. And Patricia says, I also picked it up that in the business world, the quickest way to rise to the top is to have someone who will recommend you. Hence, you see most skillful people hardly rise to the top because they believe they know too much and think they can do it alone. Absolutely. I've learned from this great man of God that the moment somebody starts playing big in the environment that you've created for them to step on that level and rise above, the moment they start seeing that now you are too big for your shoes, now they start frustrating the gift. They begin to frustrate that gift. Why? Because they want to show you that it's not because of that gift that you rose. No, it's not. It's not. You know what? Your gift brings you before great men, but it is great men that decide whether they take you higher. Your gift will bring you before great men, but it will not speak. It will not speak. You will showcase your gift, but it is up to great men on the other side to decide whether they are pulling you to a level higher. So you need humility. You need to acknowledge that they are holding your ladder. You need to honor them because they are holding your ladder. And by so doing, they will lift you without any hassle. Without any hassle. Many of us, we tend to take credit and we don't give credit to where it's due. Yeah. And Kato says, and are the different people to hold the ladder for you in different seasons of your life? Absolutely, yes. There are many people. I mean, I've mentioned too many places in my life that I had to travel or journey through. And in all those areas, there was somebody holding a ladder for me. So obviously, somebody will hold a ladder for you for a particular season. And there's somebody who's there to give you a start, and there is somebody who will help you to pass through difficult seasons in your life. And there is that other person who will pull you to the greatest level of your life, and for them to be able to do that, they need to hold your ladder so that you don't fall, meaning that you're standing because they are holding that ladder. That is why they say that there are certain people who are to start from the ground, but there are people who start on the shoulders. People that start on the shoulders, they have a ladder to climb, you see, and somebody's holding that ladder. Absolutely. And Lenny says, forgetting where you're coming from is kicking the ladder. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Katlego. Katlego says I've answered her. So that's the gist of what we are actually discussing today. We've got to understand the importance of acknowledging people who are helping us rise. We've got to acknowledge that. It is very important and it is very key for us to acknowledge them. Many people make the mistake of forgetting how they got to get to the top. And the great people will say, never burn bridges, never burn bridges, and always acknowledge those who made things possible for you. So we are never to forget. And yeah, and absolutely, obviously, we need not also to have what we call self-exaltation. You know, leave it to other people. Leave it to other people for people to do it for you. You know, there are people who can speak good about you and well about you, and they will take you to the next level. You know, yeah. My dear friend Lerato Matebese says, God has exalted you. Uh, uh, Pastor Nikki was definitely a conduit and a catalyst for you to rise to those higher levels. God's work is amazing. We ought to take note and implement in our lives. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you, my brother. I do not take that for granted. And I honor my father, my spiritual father, with everything that I have. And I acknowledge him as a mentor. I acknowledge him as a ladder holder for me. You know, he's a great man of God, and he loves to see his sons rise to the higher level. And yeah, so who have you entrusted that position to in life? The position of somebody who's holding your ladder. There are many people today, we're just living and taking each day as it comes, and we've never actually committed to certain people for mentorship. And by committing yourself to the mentorship of others, you are entrusting the position of your ladder to somebody else, and you've got to be able to name those people now as I speak. That who's holding your ladder? Who's holding your ladder? Who have you entrusted that position to in your life? Your ladder holding position. Who have you given it to? Who speaks into your life all the time? Who encourages you all the time? Who guides you into doing better in life? Who's always investing in your life? That particular person is a person you have entrusted your ladder to. If you allow somebody to speak into your life for as often as you can, or for a very long time, you have given your ladder to that person to hold that ladder for you so that you can climb. Because through the knowledge that they pour into you, you are able to climb the ladder. So that's why I said, who has entrusted that position, or who have you entrusted that position to in your life? Yeah. Yes, my wife says, I thank God for our ladder holders. Yeah. And that particular person that I'm mentioning now, are they competent? Are they dependable? The person that you've entrusted your ladder to, are they competent? The person that you are listening to, do they have what it takes to take you to the next level? Do they have what it takes to equip you for the next level? The person that you entrusted your ladder to, are they dependable? Can you depend on them for your next level? Can you depend on them for the wisdom you need for the next level? And that very person, are they respected? Are they respected? And are they respectful? And are they trustworthy? Are they trustworthy? You must remember, when you climb the ladder and I hold that ladder for you, if I can just push that ladder to the side, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. So that particular person who's holding your ladder, are they trustworthy? Can you trust them with your ladder? Is this person pushing for you to succeed? Is this person encouraging you to succeed? Is this person coaching you on how to live a life that is worthy of God being in your life? Are they trustworthy? And also, are their values trusted? Their qualities and vision, are they aligned with your vision? Their qualities, are they aligned with your qualities? Their values, are they aligned with your values? And also, their vision, is it aligned with your vision? That's what I'm asking today. Are they aligned with your vision? The person that you've entrusted to hold your ladder, is it people that you feel that can take you to the greatest levels in your life? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Sepan says you can't climb to the top when your support is unstable. You can't. Yeah, I fully agree, Sepan. And Mbali says, as I am listening to this, I am reflecting on a lot of things. One of them is that sometimes we do not recognize people who are holding our ladder because it doesn't always show itself as help. Yeah. Only when the person has left that you realize that this person actually helped me to be in this level of my life. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I fully agree with you, Mbali. I fully agree with you. And here's the thing about the ladder. Here's the thing about the ladder. When you climb the ladder, when you get to the top, people see you at the top. They don't see the person holding the ladder. You see, so that's why many of us tend to forget, because when people start praising you, they praise you because they see you. They don't see the person holding your ladder until you acknowledge the person who held the ladder for you. So, for somebody who's sensible and somebody who understands what holding the ladder means, they will always be able to tell people and give credit where it's due, to say, you know what, if there was not that person down there who held the ladder for me to come up here, I would not be up here. So you're seeing me up here because that particular person down there held the ladder for me to climb. Do you get what I'm saying? So you must, I'm sure any of us have had an opportunity to climb the ladder. Let's talk about the physical ladder, the step ladder. That thing is not stable, if you have not set it up correctly, and it depends where you're climbing to. But if you're going to climb to a big a triple story building or a 4-story building, then you need somebody to hold that ladder. It's not like climbing to the top of the house and all that. There are people who fell while they use the ladder to climb. There are people who fell from the top of the house. They fell down and they broke their leg. So you need somebody to hold that ladder for you. You need somebody to hold that ladder for you. Yeah. Shasha, welcome, Shasha. Good to see you. It's been a while. Shasha says, Pastor, you may not know me personally, but you breathe life and courage to me. May God bless you and your wife. Thank you so much, Shasha. I really appreciate that. I humbly received the blessing. And my wife is also watching here. She also receives the blessing. We love you too, Shasha, and may God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. Sepan says this topic is very deep, Dad. Thank you so much for this session. And Pastor Mavis says, my spiritual parents opened the doors for me. Trust and respect and honor them. Yeah, absolutely. We've got great parents, Pastor Mavis, and the Lord has blessed us. So you know what, people of God, I'm gonna leave it here so that I end while we are still on a high note, and then next week we will proceed from where I've left. And I just want to quickly mark it where I'm going to leave it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, next week we will proceed with this very same topic, and I believe you are blessed by today's topic. And please do me a favor, take somebody in the comments if there's somebody you would like for them to feed from this teaching, or please share the feed if you'd like somebody to feed from this feed. Share it as well, and like, comment, and thank you for interacting with me. Before I let you go, I want you to see the copy of my book. For those who have not invested in the copy of my book, The Call of God, I can't let you go without showing you this book. You've got to invest in this book. It will bless you. It is a great book, and it will help you understand your reason for being here on earth. By virtue of you having touched the ground, you are on assignment, and God has called you to do something on this earth. You are on assignment. This book goes only for 200 Rand only. Please invest in it. If you want the book, inbox me, or you can buy it from our website, www.blackiconic.co.za, or you can get it from our church website, www.thehouseofprayerministries.co.za. I believe you are blessed by today's teaching, and looking forward to hosting you next week. And from me and Wednesdays with Pastor K, we say the Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, may He enlarge your territory. And I thank you, and remember to share the feed. Until we meet next time, thank you for those who are watching on YouTube. Thank you for those who are watching on Facebook. I'll see you again next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.